Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the NECA Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City Vector figure. Now, I was just in my local Toys R Us and saw this guy. I actually didn't think he'd be out so soon. I thought we'd see him closer to October, but oh well, pleasant little surprise. Vector is a very nice looking figure here. As you can see, he's got his rifle, his knife, an additional handgun, which I believe is removable, and also I believe an additional knife, which I likewise think is removable. On the back here, he's got quite a little read-up, so we're just going to zoom in on that. If you'd like to, you can pause it, read it yourself. Oh, no, we'll actually get onto my thoughts on the game during the review, but with that being said, there's not a whole lot to say about the packaging, so let's open him up. And here we have Vector out of packaging. Now, real quick, that was not a knife on his back, that's like a walkie-talkie or some deal. Non-removable, or at the very least I can't get it to come out. So I was really surprised by how stiff this guy's movement is. You know, usually for NECA you have to loosen it up a little bit, but even though I have been loosening up this guy, really more the design of him leads to a lot of hindered articulation. He's got the elbow pads and shoulder pads, elbow pads and knee pads, which are honestly all separate pieces, which while it sounds like a great idea on paper, does kind of hinder up the movement a little bit. Of course you can see his knife is in his hand here, which very easy to jam in there, not too easy to get out. It's got a little bit of kind of a red wash on the blade, kind of make it look bloody, which I think is a great idea. And over here, of course, his rifle. It's all the same flat silver paint job. Maybe a little touch of blue here and there on the scope, maybe a little bit of red on the scope, the sight. Also, it's got this break in the trigger guard. Not quite sure what that's for. I don't know if that's legit to the game or not, I can't quite recall. But overall, it's an alright gun. Now, he also does have his removable handgun on his chest, which the only way I can get it out is to slide it out from that angle, and then kind of try to force it back in and pop the straps back over. The straps do not appear to be functioning, but get it in his hand here. You know, he holds it pretty much just fine. It's a little bit of a fight to get it in there. Well, actually, seems like you're going to have to work his finger through the trigger guard a little bit. Well, he holds it alright. Only one hand is meant to hold the guns, the other hand is clearly meant to hold the knife. And same deal, it's a flat black with, well, it's got some nice detail, none of it's really painted. So, that being said, let's go into Vector's detail. Hammer. Now, as anybody knows, I'm a die-hard NECA fanboy, or NECA. I always say NECA, everyone tells me it's NECA, but I don't really care. Their detail is always the best part of their figures, and with this guy, even though it's pretty much a black-on-black paint job for the majority of the outfit, there still is a lot of really nice texturing. You can see all the straps and buckles. The eyes, they kind of have a Predator deal. Those little lines are supposed to be black, and when I say a Predator deal, much like the netting on the Predators is supposed to be, you know, all black, sometimes there's a lot of, almost always there's, you know, runs in it, they're kind of off. And there you can see, you know, there's a lot of blue spill in his eyes, but not a completely horrible deal, you know. That's forgivable. That's more the factory production error than NECA's error. Likewise, I think there's a lot of nice detail in the back of his outfit, especially with his, I don't know if it's armor or a walkie-talkie or what, but, you know, like I said, I can't get that thing out. Maybe it does and mine is just stuck, but who knows. Now, as far as his articulation, Vader does a full 360 at the head. Looks like he would do a slight crunch, but the hood is hindering it. Arms are on a ball joint, go out, full 360. Bend and spin at the elbow, a tiny bit hindered by the pad. And spin at the wrist. It looks like there may be adamant articulation, but the vest is hindering it, and I don't see any feasible way to take the vest off. He does turn at the waist. Legs go forward, back, and looks like they would go out once again. His costume is hindering it. Spin at the quadricep, double joint at the knee, a little bit freer moving with the knee pad than I thought it would be. Spin down here at the foot, ankle joint, and actually a toe joint, which is really nice. So, you know, they tried to give us a lot of great articulation on this guy, but the overall bulkiness of it isn't going to allow us to put him in a lot more of those sneaky poses you see Vector in the game. So overall, I found this guy at Toys R Us, like I said. He was running, I think, $16, right around in there. Now, overall, I thought Outbreak was not Outbreak, Operation Raccoon City was an okay game. Kind of bums me out we can't get this guy in any decent rifle firing poses, but oh well. I had the same thing that when I played the Outbreak games. I was like, I think this is really built for multiplayer, and online multiplayer than it is, a single-player campaign, and I think the single-player campaign suffers for it. One thing I did think the game did fantastically was all the characters. You had a lot of options, they had a lot of specialties, each one was really unique, and I'd love to see NECA do the rest of the team from this game, but I really doubt that'll happen. So we might just get Vector. At the end of the day, he's an alright figure. He's got a few problems, but if you're a Resident Evil fan, I still think he warrants a pickup in my book. And that being said, this is JTrain997, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.